Today I'm reviewing a proper JDM icon, and that's in the form of this, the Honda Integra Type R DC5. I'm a huge fan of these. I'd have one over the Civic Type R. Don't worry, Civic fanboys, I'm still a fan of the Civics as well, but it just looks epic. It's so cool, and the fact that it's over 20 years old now, it doesn't look it one bit. Bit of a statement on these cars that they're one of the best front-wheel drive handling cars ever made. So let's see if it's worthy of that title. Welcome to another episode of Living Legends. I'm Max Ottavani. Welcome to Driven Plus. This is the DC5 generation Integra, and Honda did two models of the DC5, the pre-facelift and the facelift. Many people prefer the pre-facelift, which is on your screen right now, and this model here is the facelift. So what differences were there? Colour-coded washer jets, smoother lights, smoother bumpers, different grille, much more of a 21st century design. I like the look of both, by the way. The back is a bit different as well. The rear lights is more smoother yet again, and the rear bumper has this black strip that goes throughout, which much more people are left divided on. Also, they made modification to the suspension, which I'll explain on the road later on. Under the bonnet sits a very famous engine called the K20 engine, which is a 4-cylinder 2-litre naturally aspirated unit. Now, because this is a Japanese import, this has the K20A, which is a bit different to what you find in the Civic Type R EP3, which you can get in the UK. Differences are light and flywheel, short ratio gearing, and a mechanical LSD. So this is the one to have if you ask me. Now, the stats on this car is 220 horsepower, 206 Newton meters of torque, and a top speed of around 150 miles per hour. Honda say it'll do a 0 to 60 time of 6.5 seconds, so let's see if they're right. It's now time to launch a legendary JDM icon, and that is the Honda Integra Type R. On your screen now are the stats and figures on this car, so pause your screen. Now, this car has been made for 0 to 60 times front wheel drive. It's not going to launch too well, and I get that, but it's always interesting to know what they do. This does have some sort of launch control. It'll hold it at 4K RPM, and listen to this. 6.26, there you go. So on the inside, I must start with these Recaro racing seats, and my God, are these supporting. Bit of a pain to get in and out of though, but when you're in, you're in. Then we come on to the steering wheels, Alcantara, lovely to hold, nice and thin with the red racing strap on the top there. Now, another thing you get with the facelift model is the white dials, and it looks much better than the pre-facelift, I will say that. Another thing you get is this silver brushed kind of aluminium finish around these climate control switches there, which is all very nice. Owner of this car has put his own infotainment screen in, which looks great. Two cup holders down here, and you get kind of the Integra Type R plaque, which is very, very nice. Now, the overall build quality of this car is typical JDM. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. And it's just a great place to sit. It really is. You get the metal finished grippy pedals as well, and you get 3 pedals because it's a proper driver's car, remember. It gives you a manual gearbox. And talking about the gearbox, it's so lovely and tight, and you can just hear how mechanical this car is, which makes me excited to get out onto the road. So let's go. Right, onto the road, and I have to say, at low speeds, the Integra is an absolute bag of shit to drive. What I mean by that is because it's got such a light flywheel, it's super easy to stall, it vibrates, it's really uncomfortable, it rattles, it's obnoxiously loud, your neighbours are going to hate you. Yeah, so there's not many things going in its favour here, is it? Well, that's until you drop it down a gear, get it in its VTEC, let it kick in. Oh, this car comes alive now, and so do I, releasing my inner boy racer. Oh, what a car! The handling is absolutely incredible. One of the best handling cars I've ever driven, and I'm saying that with confidence. It's an absolute hoot. The steering is just so direct, it just tucks in, and there's plenty of feedback as well from those front wheels thanks to having a hydraulic assisted steering rack. Oh, this is amazing. The sound, oh, honestly, the grip this car generates is on another level. I can't believe it's got this much grip for a front wheel drive car. Which is mainly due to the fact it's got an LSD, and because it's the facelift, meaning you get uprated suspension and the dampers are angled towards themselves a little bit more, hence the better turning. Honda never officially sold the Integra Type R DC5 to the UK market, meaning every model you see is a Japanese import. Meaning I get the famous flare down there in the passenger's footwell, and the other thing is the indicator stalk. It's mounted on the right side of the steering column. It just makes perfect sense. Do you not think? Just easier driving. And this is not a big car. It's not much bigger than a Mazda MX-5, and for you Americans I mean the Miata, meaning it's light. It only weighs 1,200 kilos. It's not a heavy car, and when you've got weight onto your side, you're already onto a winner. And what a car Honda have made here. 220 horsepower may not sound crazy in today's world, and it's not a fast car by any means, but it's just fun, and you have to work to get every inch of that 220 horsepower, and that's what I love about it. So that word, VTEC, I would expect all Honda diehards to know what it means, but for those who don't, it means variable valve timing and lift electronic control system. And how it works, as engine speeds rise, the piston inside the rockers gets pressurized with oil, which will then lock all three cams together to increase valve lift. And you can hear it happen. See there, see how it opened up? I bet you every car that's passing me today has said to themselves, oh, look at that prick there with his really loud exhaust and massive spoiler. Bloody boy racers. Well, I'll tell you what, NPC characters, I'm having a lot more fun in life than you are. Life is much more fun with a K20 in it, revving its tits off to 8,500 RPM. And the gearbox is so tight, it's so precise, I love it. And the way it revs up the gears so freely and it comes down thanks to that light and flywheel. And you have to be careful because it's so tight, you don't do the money shift, which is 5th to 1st. Yeah, there's no K20 anymore, no gearbox as well. But this car is one of the best I've ever driven, and I'll say that from an engagement and emotion point of view. This car gives you so much. Many people buy their cars, to go out on the weekend, clear their heads of whatever going on in their world. This is the car, because it's so reliable, it will never let you down, and it puts a smile on your face, and it just makes you feel good about yourself. This car won't just be your friend, it'll be your best friend. That friend you can always rely on. The one with so much personality. The one you always want to go for a pint with. The Integra Type R. And that's my verdict on this car. It's that good, you may as well call it your best friend. What a car this is. And if you've got one, put the V5 in somewhere you'll never be able to get it, because just never sell this car. It's unbelievable, and if you're planning to buy one, please do so. Christ, you'll have a great time behind the wheel in one of these. I'd like to say massive thanks to Nathan, who's the owner of this car. Thank you very much, mate. Whenever you come to sell this car, Nathan, ask me first. Let me be your first refusal, because I'd just love to have something like this just to go out and just enjoy, because the sound this generates, the engagement, the overall emotion, Honda got it spot on, they really did. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of these types of reviews, and if you've got a car you'd like me to review, hit our website link up, and we've got a bit of a tab there which you can fill out, and yes, we'll get a date into the diary. See you later, cheers. you.